March 8, 2014. A regular flight, a modern aircraft, 239 souls on board. But somewhere between takeoff and touchdown, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 vanished. No warning, no distress signal, no trace. In the age of satellite surveillance, advanced radar systems, and 24/7 air traffic control, how does an entire plane simply disappear? This is the story of one of the greatest mysteries of modern aviation, the disappearance of Flight MH370, Malaysia Airlines. Flight 370 was a routine flight, departing from Kuala Lumpur International Airport just after midnight, destined for Beijing. A Boeing 777-200ER, one of the most reliable aircraft in the skies, piloted by veteran Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah and First Officer Fariq Abdul Hamid. At 12:41 a.m., the plane lifted off, climbing steadily to its cruising altitude of 35,000 feet. The night seemed like any other, but at 1:19 a.m., something would happen that would change everything. That was the last communication from the cockpit. Less than 2 minutes later, the transponder, used to track the plane, was suddenly switched off. And just like that, Flight MH370 vanished from radar. No distress calls, no emergency beacons, nothing. As the hours passed with no contact, a search and rescue mission was launched. Initial efforts focused on the South China Sea, where the flight was last detected by radar. But the search was in vain. Days turned into weeks with no sign of the missing plane. Then, a breakthrough. Satellite data from the company Inmarsat revealed something extraordinary. Using a series of handshakes, pings between the aircraft, and a satellite, it was discovered that MH370 flew for hours after it disappeared from radar. But instead of heading toward its intended destination, the plane made a mysterious turn and began flying south. The flight's last known location was over the vast, empty southern Indian Ocean, far from any land. A region so remote, it would become the largest and most complex search in aviation history. Ships, aircraft, sonar technology, and underwater drones scoured over 120,000 square kilometers of ocean. But despite a massive multinational effort involving 25 countries, MH370 was nowhere to be found. How could a plane the size of a Boeing 777 simply disappear, leaving nothing behind? And what could have caused it to deviate so far from its intended course? As the search continued, so did the questions. How does a plane go missing in an era of advanced technology? Experts and armchair detectives alike began formulating theories, some grounded in logic, others venturing into the realm of the unknown. One of the most widely debated theories? That Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah deliberately brought the plane down. Was it a calculated act of suicide or something darker? Investigators discovered a flight simulator at the captain's home, with simulated routes leading to the southern Indian Ocean. Some believe he may have deliberately turned off the plane's communication systems and navigated it to its doom. But others argue there's no definitive proof, and Zahari had no clear motive. Another theory? A hijacking. Could someone have taken control of the plane mid-flight, redirecting it to an unknown destination? Initial suspicions fell on 2 passengers traveling with stolen passports, but they were quickly cleared of any involvement. Then there's the possibility of a catastrophic mechanical failure. Could the plane have suffered a sudden loss of cabin pressure or a fire on board, rendering the crew unconscious and leaving the plane to fly on autopilot until it ran out of fuel? Some even speculate about government or military intervention, with claims that the plane was shot down, either intentionally or by accident. But like so many of the other theories, these ideas remain unproven, leaving MH370 shrouded in mystery. After months of searching and analyzing satellite data, one fact became clear. Flight MH370 likely ended in the remote southern Indian Ocean. But even with this knowledge, the exact location of the wreckage remains elusive. In 2015, a piece of the plane's wing, a flaperon, was found washed ashore on the island of Réunion, thousands of miles from the search area. This was the first tangible evidence that MH370 had met its fate in the ocean, and over the years, more small pieces of debris were found on African shores. But these fragments tell us little about what truly happened in those final moments. To this day, the main wreckage of the Boeing 777 and the black boxes, the key to unlocking this mystery, have yet to be found. And despite years of effort and millions of dollars spent, the fate of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 remains largely unknown. As the search for answers continues, so too do the unanswered questions. Why did the transponder suddenly go dark? What caused the sudden change in course? And why, despite modern technology, can we not locate the final resting place of a massive Boeing 777? MH370's disappearance sent shockwaves through the aviation industry. In response, new regulations were introduced, requiring aircraft to continuously broadcast their location in real time, even in the most remote regions of the world. Yet, these changes come too late for the 239 people aboard MH370. For the families of those on board, the tragedy is not just a headline, but an enduring nightmare. Years later, they still search for closure, as the fate of their loved ones hangs in uncertainty. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 remains one of the greatest mysteries of our time. A modern aircraft, a routine flight, and 239 lives, all lost to the unknown. In the years since MH370's disappearance, technology has advanced, and so have the methods used in the search for the missing aircraft. Deep sea mapping, once limited, is now more precise than ever. But is it enough to solve this mystery? In 2018, a private company, Ocean Infinity, launched a renewed search effort equipped with state-of-the-art underwater drones capable of scanning vast areas of the ocean floor in stunning detail. They covered more than 120,000 square kilometers in the southern Indian Ocean, but again, no sign of the plane was found. Yet, the mission wasn't a failure. These cutting-edge technologies now allow us to explore regions previously untouched by human hands, and the information gathered during these searches could one day lead us to MH370. But for now, the mystery remains unsolved. The ocean is vast, and while technology may one day unlock the secret, it hasn't yet. Though the wreckage has yet to be found, the legacy of MH370 is profound. This tragedy has not only reshaped aviation safety protocols, but also left a lasting impact on the way we think about our global interconnectedness and the fragility of life in the modern age. For the families of the 239 people who boarded that flight, the grief continues. Their loved ones vanished into thin air, leaving behind only questions. Their pain has become a global symbol of unresolved loss, and their quest for answers endures. Memorials have been erected across the world, in Malaysia, Australia, and beyond, reminders of a tragedy that still haunts the skies. 9 years have passed, and we are still no closer to understanding what truly happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. Theories abound, evidence trickles in, but the truth remains elusive. A modern aircraft, 239 lives, and the endless expanse of the southern Indian Ocean. How can something so large simply vanish? For the families, friends, and loved ones of those on board, closure feels out of reach. They continue to live in the shadow of uncertainty, haunted by the absence of answers. And for the world, MH370 remains one of the most confounding mysteries of our time. A reminder that even in an age of constant surveillance, the unknown still lurks. Perhaps one day, the ocean will give up its secrets, and we will finally know the truth about what happened on that fateful night. Until then, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 remains lost. The mystery of MH370 is just one of many stories where truth is stranger than fiction. If you found this deep dive into one of the world's greatest aviation mysteries intriguing, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join us as we uncover more hidden stories, unsolved mysteries, and compelling narratives from around the world. Stay informed, stay curious, and never stop asking questions. Click the bell icon for updates on our latest content, and remember, some mysteries are waiting to be solved, and you don't want to miss out.